go back here and pick up some pipe. I've never been here before, but I was at the farm, and one of my people, they called and said, hey, we need Ashland Fab. They called and said, we need you to pick up some pipe, run it back here, drop it off, wait on it, and then run it to the galvanizing plant. And I was getting ready to hook the bush hog up and start cutting, but there's a load. Look at that on that flatbed. That's something I'd do right there. But anyways, so yeah, that's what we're doing. Drop and go. Gotta chase that money. So we'll go over here and see where we gotta be. Man, this is a big steel yard. I don't know what all I need, but gate number 2 right here. God, that scared the shit out of me. Somebody just dropped something big. Scared the hell out of me. Let me run in here and see what I gotta do. I'll be right back. They got mad at me, but hell, this is different than most people. Just drive in and drive right back out. Damn 7.3 don't make a sharp turn. Take a football field to turn around. Go in here. I guess we just drive straight through. I was ready to back in there. I don't know how big this pipe is or what it is. Wow. This is a big facility. Man, it's a big building. I guess I'll just follow this guy. I don't know, we'll just, I guess, stay right here. Here we go. Got him right here. Be right back. Well, we're 2 bays back, so we'll back up. All right, thanks. That's a big facility. That's a big facility. Just have to go grab yourself for you real quick. I'll be right back. I'll look at this thing here. Well, got it loaded. I felt it set down on the truck when they set it on there. It's not as big as I thought it was going to be. You never know. It could be a heavy load or a light load. You just never know. This one's a light load. I mean, probably 2,000 pounds maybe. 1,500, something like that. I'll go out here off the yard and get strapped down. That way I ain't got a hard hat on, that way they can't say nothing. Alright, I'm gonna get it tied down and I'll be back in a second. Alright, let's go. I'm hungry. That's the bad thing. When you're hauling, a lot of people say, oh, well, you get to go to all these cities and all these different places, try different food. Most of the time it's truck stop food because you just can't get in any place. You know, sometimes you get lucky and you can get in a good restaurant with a bigger parking lot or park not too far away. But you definitely can't do that with a 40-foot trailer. We learned that. I knew that whenever Norm bought that big 40-footer. But anyways, he learned. We used this one more than his. And this thing's wore out now. Needs a new deck put in it. I'm gonna have to adjust. I need to check the wheel bearings and the brakes. Probably adjust them. But it's alright for running around town. But I am hungry. But we'll get this thing back and drop the trailer off. Well, I'll have to take the trailer to the farm because I gotta drop that crap off at the galvanizer plant. So we'll pull it all the way back to the farm. I usually just leave it down there. Man, that's a good looking Excursion right there. I think that's got a 7.3 on it. No, the exhaust is too small. That's a nice looking Excursion though. That's an off-road truck place. They usually have a lot of nice looking trucks there. Look at old Dodge. Prospector. Come a long way. Sorry about that, I didn't use my signal. Have a second to third. I wouldn't eat in this part of town though. There ain't no way. This is Portsmouth, Ohio. Pardon my language, but it's a shithole in America, really. It's pretty bad. On the other end of town ain't so bad, but down here you're by all the projects and, you know, all that crap. Let's get some later on. Well, I hope everybody's doing good and enjoys the videos. You just never know when it's going to be a heavy one or something enjoyable to haul. I mean, I enjoy it. I'm thankful I got this load. I ain't saying that at all. I need to get over it. So I put one over each end and then wrapped it in the middle. I mean, I'm not going that far. And it's pulled down tight. It's the length of the trailer. It's actually 22 feet. The trailer's 24 feet. But, yeah, you can see a temperature gauge now. But like I said, I got to put one that, I've got one that lights up. So I'll put that in there eventually. I still got the light bulbs I haven't even put in yet. New LED light bulbs. I lost one, it burned out or something on the right side. Damn, this road's rough. I should have just stayed over there. Get back over there here in a minute. Pick up. I just got it on Ford. Here. Out here in the left-hand lane to get on. We're running 65. It's nice and cool out. This truck likes the cold weather. I took the back seat. I'm taking the back seat all the way out. You can see the back part's already out. I've got to insulate that somehow, but because it's so much louder in here. But I'm gonna put a platform back there and put my tools underneath it, and have a hinge on it, and put a lock. You know, like have a lock box under there for my gun. But that way I can put like a baby mattress back there or something for the dogs to lay on, and I'm gonna use plywood, not wafer board this time. I did that to my white truck, took the back seat out, because I never have, very rarely do I ever have 3 or 4 people in here now that I quit working, but solar work anyways, but not working out of town anymore. But I need the room. And then that way, you know, if I want to sleep, you know, crawl back here and take me a nap when I'm going somewhere long distance, then I can. The back seat, if anybody has a 4-door or even extended cab, knows the back seat's not comfortable to sleep on. And if you're over the road or on a long distance drive and you want a nap, you've got to get some rest, you know, and sleeping at an angle sucks in those back seats. I'd like to find 2 captain's chairs if I was going to do anything. Put 2 like that. There's a package you can get on some of these 7.3s from they put it on. Ford sent it to like Centurion or one of them, and it's got the wood trim all over it, and then the real nice seats and stuff. If I could find one of those wrecked or something, I'd put those seats in here. But you very rarely see those trucks on the market. I seen one about a year ago that had the gear vendors package on it and had, you know, that whole Centurion set up. That was a nice truck. There's one on Facebook in my area right now, 7.3 Lariat. It's a 01 model, and it's got 160,000 miles, and the guy's asking $29,000 for it. I mean, it's a nice truck and all, but it's not a one owner. I asked him that, and he says it has 0 rust, but it's a 6-speed manual, crew cab, 4-wheel drive dually with the bed on it, the original bed, pickup truck bed. But I don't think he's going to get $29,000 out of it. That's up there. You buy a 6.7 or, you know, I mean, I get it. I've thought about it, you know, and I like the 6.7, and I'll get one. But what worries me is, like, you've got things that can go wrong, like the CP4 fuel system, or CP2, whatever that is, CP4. If that goes bad alone, you know, you're looking at $6,000 to $7,000. Yeah, and that's a high probability that something will go wrong with that truck. With one of those. Just about put a new engine or a used engine in it for that, but you know, the most expensive thing that can go wrong on a 7.3, other than, you know, running a tuner and burning a piston out of it, is maybe a clutch or a transmission. That's it. Most of the things that go wrong with a 7.3 you can fix yourself, but also not spend an absolute fortune doing it. A good transmission, I mean, if you set a 7.3 up to haul with, highly unlikely that you'll have any serious issues. You're just not going to have the creature comforts and the transmission, you know, 6 or 10 speed transmission, unless you did the gear benders. But if you took this truck and put a 10 speed in it, or a 6 speed, like a broader range 6 speed, like out of a 6.7, you'd have the same amount of horsepower and towing capacity that, you know, I mean, the frame and all, yeah, it's not gonna handle what the newer trucks will long term, but you'll, as for pulling and all that in the mountains and stuff, it would be unstoppable. It'd last you forever. I don't know, you'd have to use the manual shift, like on probably a 6 or a 10 speed automatic, where you can hold it in each gear, because these 7.3s, they create all their power, like to run at around $2,000 and above, and those transmissions, well, on a 6.7, I know it wants to shift up and go to the highest gear to keep it below 2,000 for fuel mileage, but like Norm's, he'd have to manually shift it, get it to stay down there, and to keep the RPMs up. But I mean, it's just such a different beast with a big transmission in it. I think you could do it if you took the whole wiring harness and everything out of a 6.7, the ECM, the PCM, all that, the computer, all that crap, and you made a board that you could mount all that stuff to. I'm sure somebody out there could make that work if you, like, you know, like behind the back seat, put all that stuff there, all that electronics crap. I'm sure somehow you could made it up to make it work on a 7.3. I don't see how you couldn't if you had a donor truck. I don't know, that's just, I've always thought if I won the lottery, I'd try to have someone build something like that. That'd be pretty cool. But, alright, we're running 65. The speed limit is 70. I'm just a hair out of alignment. I need to adjust my... See, it's just a hair out of alignment. There's no play in it, which is good. Everything in the damn thing's new. Front bumper to back bumper, just about. Oh, so I'll tell you this story. After hauling that 60,000 pounds of steel in 2 days, you know, and there's all those heavy loads. There we are, it's 70. I'll just set the cruise at like 65. I don't think I'm gonna make it to the farm to push hog now. It'll take me all day. But anyway, so I went to leave to go to the farm. I was gonna pull my camper over and put it in storage at a storage facility. And I got to the gas station, and the freaking, that hydro boost line that goes from the power steering pump to the brake booster, that thing blew. Thank God I was sitting at a red light, but I didn't realize I didn't have any brakes. That's the first time that's ever happened to me. That thing pops out of there, the O-ring goes bad, and it pushes the line out of the you know, down on the power steering pump. So I turned in this gas station right at a red light, turned in there, and I can barely turn. At first I thought the belt came off, and I looked at all my gauges and everything was fine. I was like, huh. So I get out, and of course there is fluid everywhere. I knew it had to be a line where the power steering pump actually went out. So I opened the hood and couldn't really see nothing. And then I looked up under the fender well, and I seen this little shiny line, the end of it, like it didn't look like it was sticking in there, and I was like, oh my God. So I knew that it was one of those lines to let go. So I get in the truck. At first I was just going to drive it onto the farm and fix it, but as soon as I started it, I realized I had hardly no brakes. So I had to turn around and drive 2 miles back. That was not a very fun trip. I can just tell you, it was there was a lot of traffic, and man, I could barely steer it. And then on top of that, I had no brakes. I barely got it back in the driveway, honestly. But I changed that out, and everything's good. Filled it up with new fluid. And there's a couple people on YouTube. I noticed their videos. They say that you're supposed to use automatic transmission fluid. But I called Ford, and they said that, and it's online, you can find this if you Google it. They have specific power steering fluid that they want you to use, not automatic transmission fluid. Now, when I first had the engine built, and they put the new stuff in there, I had to put hydraulic fluid in it because I was told hydraulic fluid was the same as power steering fluid and that it would work. So that's what I put in there, and it lasted for over a year. Whether that had anything to do with that, or almost 2 years, it's a little over 2 years now. Whether that had anything to do with that line going out, I don't know, but it all was gone by the time I went to fill it up. It took almost a full quart of that Ford power steering fluid, and I changed that line and the other one out, so the power steering pump does fine. The gearbox and everything's all new, so that all works great. You know, that's just one of those common things, one of those things that, you know, wears out after you put 336,000 miles on a body of a 7.3. You know, you're gonna have stuff that wears out, but I need tires on here bad. So anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll pick up the other load and let you know later.